Welcome inside the McVan O'Keefe Ice Hockey Arena here in Peabody, Massachusetts. The ice is fresh and both teams are on the ice for their practice sessions. This game will feature the Ursuline Academy Bears and the home Peabody Tanners. I'm Bernard Parisi bringing this game to you from Peabody Access TV. Both teams coming into this game with two 1-1 records. The Tanners obviously last season suffered a first-round exit in the tournament, in the state tournament to St. Mary's, a difficult 2-0 loss. They lost to them earlier this year. However, expectations are incredibly high for a team that has been rejuvenated with plenty of young talent so far this season. They have replaced their very talented outgoing seniors with a fresh batch of young freshmen who have made an immediate impact on this season, such as players like Sadie Guerin and Catherine Sweeney, number 13 and number 23. They're led by their magnificent forward, one of their newest captains, junior Samantha Mirasolo, number 8, was the team's leading goal scorer last year and was Northeast Conference Player of the Year last season. Ursuline Academy comes in also 2-1-1, not much known about this team at the moment. However, if the records are identical, that means this team must be on par with the Tanners, as they play in a very tough conference. They play quite a few very tough teams this season. This game is going to be a very, very close matchup, in my professional opinion. We will be right back with some more Tanner hockey right here on Peabody Access TV. As we bring you closer to the start of today's action, couldn't quite hear the starting lineup for Ursuline Academy, but I can bring you the starting lineup here for the Peabody Tanners. Starting on the forward line will be number 10, sophomore forward Jen Flynn, with newly elected senior captain, forward number 28, Jess Robert, and new addition to the Tanners, number 18, freshman Maria Pierce. At the starting defenseman positions, we have number 3, the returning sophomore Riley Ganter, and the ever big threat Carolyn Garofoli, number 15, the junior for the Tanners. And in net, we have Jen Collins starting over the usual starter, Abigail Buckley. Buckley getting the night off. Collins, only a junior to the senior Buckley, is a very capable backup to the longtime Tanner starter. And next season, when Buckley graduates, she will be the presumptive front runner for the starting position, with new addition freshman Audrey Buckley, no relation to goaltender Abigail Buckley, the likely successor to the then senior Collins. Both teams conferring one last time. The Tanners at their bench with their coaches, and the Bears of Ursuline Academy at the net with their starting goaltender Lucy Reardon. Bears coaching staff having a couple words with the referees for today's game, as the coach of the Bears calls Reardon over to the bench. Reardon, the only dressed goaltender on this team. She is, according to my roster sheet and from what I'm seeing out on the ice, the only goaltender for the Bears this season. Reardon is a sophomore goaltender. If she is the only goaltender on the roster, it means she is 2-1-1 on the year. Interesting to see last year's Northeast Conference Player of the Year, Samantha Mirasolo, also otherwise known as Sammy Mirasolo, as I'll address her throughout the game, not on the top line for the Tanners, unless Coach Michelle Roach of the Tanners made a quick change before game time. And it looks like it will be the announced starting line of Flynn, Pierce, and Robert, with Ganter and Garofoli. As the freshman Pierce will be the center to take the face-off to start this game. And for Ursuline Academy, we have Tess Marchi, number 15. Number 16 for the Bears is Emily McHugh. I believe we'll see number 11, Sarah Manning, junior defenseman. And we will. Number 19, Kayla Rice, 7th grader, as Ursuline Academy is a grade 7 through 12 school, all-girls school in Dedham, Massachusetts. Pretty impressive turnout for this game. The Tanner fan section is filled, and we're seeing more and more Bears fans lining the glass as we speak. One more quick conference at the benches. Not quite sure what exactly is going on. We're waiting to see any sign that this game will begin momentarily. 15 minutes are on the clock for the first period. schedule update. This game will be online by the time the next boys Tanner hockey game will have commenced, but today I believe they took on Winthrop at about 1:30 in Winthrop. The Tanners, at the moment, at least to my knowledge, the boys team is 0-3-1 on the year, which means at least in the last 24 games they have not secured a win. They went 0-20 last season, although not by the part of the talent of the players. Just they had a very young roster. So they had a couple 8th graders come up from the Higgins Middle School right here in Peabody, Massachusetts, which were goaltender Joe McCoy and forward Tommy Tillis. They're still looking to get a little bit of traction this year. The first couple games were very close losses, though, maybe by a goal or two, besides their last game loss versus Beverly, 9-2. Coach Mark Leonard was just inducted to the Peabody Tanner Athletic Hall of Fame as a player and as a coach. As we hear the whistle blow, the lines take shape. And at the center spot for the Bears, we'll see Bridget Popkin, number 2, the junior forward. And it looks like they're going with 6 attackers early. Reardon is not in net. We're going to see number 23, Mary-Kate Rusnock, in net. They're going to try to get an early advantage as we get a quick icing penalty, or a quick icing call. And I'm not quite sure as to why. It looks like Reardon is not even on the bench. I think, from what it looks like, she may be having an equipment malfunction of some kind. As we have a defenseman in net, so this technically counts as a 6 attacker, so this is technically an empty net as Garofoli goes back down the ice, whacks it off the boards. Tanners really want to take advantage of this rush. The Bears will likely be playing tight defense since they don't have a traditional goaltender in net. And it looks like from what they're doing on the bench, I think there may be an illness on the part of Reardon. She didn't look too sharp in warm-ups. She looked like she was kind of moving at a bit of a slow pace. I'm not sure exactly what is going on. I'll try to get a quote from Coach Roach at the end of the period. So this one's whacked back down ice. We see Ganter going back down to get it, the sophomore defender, number 3 of the Tanners, showing off her skill as a freshman. Secured her spot on the top line, replacing outgoing senior Katie Purcell, number 21. This one's sent back down into the neutral zone. Ref door is open. A couple Tanner forwards are there. It's Paige Thibodeau, number 25. Thibodeau is a feisty winger that we saw a lot of last season. She was probably the main threat in terms of temperament on that top forward line for the Tanners. As we saw the usual forward line last year, as this one's in on net, and Collins will cover it up. We saw the usual Tanner starting line last season was Cassandra Mirasolo with her sister Sammy on the wing, and Paige Thibodeau at the right wing before a midseason change saw Jen Flynn come up. Mirasolo has graduated and is off to her first year of college. So we get a face-off won by the Bears. Back to the point, Manning tries to flutter it down, and it goes right into the pads of Jen Collins. She was looking for, I think, a deflection on that one. If someone had deflected it, it probably would have been a high sticking penalty on the Bears. And on the face-off is Abby Daly, senior forward, one of the captains of the Bears. Battle along the boards, almost gotten out by Mirasolo. Mirasolo, one of the most electric goal scorers in the Northeast Conference. Player of the year last year, 27 goals, 15 assists. Or 14 assists, I believe. She had 41 points on the year. This one is gathered back and taken out, whacked back down the length of the ice. And this will be an icing, I believe. This was an intentional icing, just trying to get a new line out. As we see Pierce, Flynn, and Robert come back out. I believe Garofoli and Ganter again. Across the crease and off the pad of Collins. This is one taken back up. Here's Jenny Flynn, the 10-goal scorer last year. Flynn Stick handles away around the defense, moves right in on net. Scramble in front of the net, little confusion. Oh, it's kicked out. What a kick save by Rusnock in net. She's not a traditional goaltender. She's using the skates to get the puck out. Nice body check along the boards by the freshman Pierce. That was she full on threw her entire body into the forward. That was number 16, Emily McHugh, as this one sent back down the length of the ice. And we get an icing, 12-16 showing in the first period. Gotta say, this team, the Bears, are really playing tight defense when they don't have a traditional goaltender in the net with Rusnock in. I'm sure she's got to be a little scared right now because when you're a goaltender, you take all the shots. You're going to probably come away with some fresh bruises by the end of today, Mary-Kate. Back down the length of the ice, trying to reach it. She will. Moving in on Collins. It gets away from her. Trying to stick handle it to the front. Can't get there. She's trying to get it to Tatiana Stanton, freshman forward. Starting back up the length of the ice, racing in to get it is number 23 of the Tanners. That is Sadie Guerin, the new addition, freshman forward. Guerin and Mirasolo have shown they have quite the chemistry on the ice so far this season. They've both combined for multiple points on the year. As we got Thibodeau, Mirasolo, and Guerin. Out with Garofoli, and I believe that will be Riley Ganter again. In the middle of the crease, and Collins covers it up again. I believe it was almost 1 year ago today that I was actually here calling my first Tanner hockey game, and none other than Jen Collins was in the net. She had a 4-0 shutout over, I believe, Oakmont Regional. And she is a very capable backup. Mirasolo banks it off the boards, moves past the defender. She's got blazing speed down the wing, vetted across. That is a Tanner goal. It's Sadie Guerin, the freshman. Number 23 of the Tanners puts them up 1-0. Mirasolo will get the primary assist. Tanners take an early 1-0 lead. As an obvious new addition to the girls hockey team this year is the new goal horn. The traditional Bruins horn, followed by Chelsea Dagger for the Chicago Blackhawks. New addition we only seen with the boys team so far. I guess making the playoffs last year was kind of this was kind of their bonus. As we got Mirasolo, that is Maria Pierce moving it into the middle. What a kick save in the net by Rusnock, the junior defenseman. Back behind the net, they're trying to move it out. They do bank it off the boards into the neutral zone. The Tanners will dump it in. Back down to get it is Flynn, whacked around the boards by the Bears. Robert, the newly elected senior captain, in to get it. Stick tie up. Pierce, back to the point, trying to just stick handle it to the front to get a deflection from Flynn. Won't get there, sent back down. Whacked back out. Sent to the front. Sticked away by Marchi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's either Markey or Marchi. As we get a face-off coming in the neutral zone, it will be offside on the Tanners. So the Tanners already up 1-0 here in the first period, 10:41 remaining. In this ever so important early season matchup for both teams. Both teams have identical 2-1-1 records, and we will move the face-off down to the circle in front of Collins. We're going to get a Thibodeau in the box. It will be a power play for the Bears. Paige Thibodeau was one of the more active forwards for the Tanners last year in terms of getting up in players' faces. She was the most physical member of the team. Sophomore forward in front, and if she had gotten there just a split second sooner, they would have had a goal. Megan Foley almost got the goal. Stick to the front, almost tapped in. Back behind the net, Mirasolo. She can clear it, or she'll take it herself. She's got the speed. Up the right wing, shoots. Blocked into the chest of Rusnock in net. It looks like the presumed starting goaltender Reardon is pretty fired up. So I'm guessing it's either an equipment malfunction or she may not be feeling 100% to start the game. She may have gotten hurt in warm-ups. Like I said before, she did look a little slow in warm-ups. She let in several goals from her teammates that were pretty soft shots. This one sent back down, and we have an icing coming on the Tanners. This game is brought to you from the McVan O'Keefe Ice Hockey Arena. A minute to go on this power play for the Bears. We're going to bring this one back to the center ice face-off circle on the Peabody P at center. So we have the top line out for the Tanners. And the defensemen are Anya Pineo, and I believe that is Ganter. Nope, that is number 13, Catherine Sweeney. So Pineo and Sweeney forming the second line defender pair. Down on her face goes Pineo. Moving it into the zone. Apologize, I'm losing my voice just a little bit there. I think it was funny, leave a comment on this video. As we get a face-off coming in the offensive zone of the Bears. Sweeney going to the bench. Freshman defender, number 13. Sent back down the length of the ice. Touches the backboards. No icing here. And it's Marchie, shadowed there by Pierce. Moving it in, Jess Robert shoots over the net, over the right shoulder of Rusnock. Starting back up the ice now with it are the Bears. Taken away by the Tanners. Garofoli gives it over to Ganter. Ganter trying to stick it quickly up ice to Robert. Robert on the ice with Thibodeau. Thibodeau lets it get away. Into the skates of Pierce. Up that is Jen Flynn, number 10. Thibodeau taking the usual place of Maria Pierce on the ice. Thibodeau, Flynn, and Mirasolo are out. Pushed down to the ice by Flynn. Back into the middle of the ice. Here come the Bears. It's Tatiana Stanton taking it herself. Nice move around the defenseman. Stick tie up in front. What a sprawling save by Jen Collins. Collins went down in almost a full split to get that puck. We have a face-off in the offensive zone for the Bears. 8:04 showing here in the first period. This fifth game for both teams. As the official goes over to make sure that the penalty box door is closed. Sweeney sends it around to Thibodeau. Thibodeau's got Mirasolo kind of open at center ice. Here comes Guerin. Guerin, the lone goal scorer for the Tanners. Guerin tangled up with two defenders along the boards. Mirasolo looking for it. Wouldn't be surprised if you see her get on the board pretty soon. That's into the offensive player, Pineo's skates. Sticked away and back into the neutral zone, and it's dumped along the boards by the Tanners. Tie up along the boards. Back into the zone. Thibodeau just trying to bank it out, get a quick change. And we'll get a rather unintentional icing as both teams were making changes and the defenders of the Bears were not aware. We get a face-off coming in the offensive zone for the Tanners. Prime opportunity if they win this face-off, if they can get a good slap shot on net. We could be looking at a potential 2-0 game. We have Ganter out there. I believe that is going to be number 7, Ellen McTeague, a freshman forward playing in the defenseman position in front, and it goes wide off the stick of Jess Robert. Robert back in to get it, blows a tire. She gets up and gets it back, dekes around the defenseman, and loses possession as she tried to deke it to Flynn, who couldn't get there. Stick tie up. We're gonna get the ref's arm up. It's gonna be a Tanner penalty. And it looks like Ganter will go to the box 2 minutes. The call might be the stick hold. Not quite sure. Either way, the Bears power play unit gets another opportunity to go to work. Robert, Pierce, And Garofoli out. This one's in front. Flynn sticks it out. Just trying to get it back down the length of the ice. It's almost cleared. Collins into her chest, gets it away. Down on her face goes a Bears defender. Moving it up is Robert, who will send it down towards the net in an effort to clear it. And does, as Robert goes back in to get it, misses. Stolen away by Mira Solo, one of the newly elected captains of the Tanners. Kept in, onside, almost an offside call there. Mira Solo taken out along the boards, could have been a tripping call. She is bodied down to the ice by Manning. Gets up and acts as if nothing happened. Mira Solo sticking it away, back into the neutral zone. Taken off the boards, Thibodeau, shifty defender. And we're gonna get a penalty on the Bears. 2 minutes hooking. So they're gonna send Emily McHugh, the freshman forward, to the box, a big freshman forward. So it's gonna be a 4-on-4 for 1:08. After that, the Tanners will have 52 seconds to get a power play goal. So the Tanner power play gets his first opportunity today to work, even though it's a 4-on-4. Garofoli banks it around the board, so it's an even strength penalty. It's an even strength right now, so any pass down the ice that goes to the boards will be an icing. Bodied into the boards, Mira Solo getting a measure of revenge on Manning, and this one is saved by Rusnock in net. Back behind. 47 to go on the Tanner penalty. 1:35 to go on the Bears penalty. Back down to get it is Anya Pineo. Pineo, another one of the young talent, added to this team by Coach Michelle Roach of the Tanners. Up at center ice, Flynn takes it, almost gets away with it, can't not. Here's Solo is the main target for these Bears defenders. They know how dangerous she can be. If she gets even about 2 feet of open ice to work with, this one will be icing on the Tanners. 13 seconds to go on the penalty on Ganter. 1:05 to go on the penalty to McHugh. This face-off is won by the Bears, and back to the point. We'll go into the neutral zone, just trying to kill off a little bit of time. Stolen away. Robert almost had a little glimmer of hope there, cannot get it away. The Tanners are officially on the power play for 52 seconds. Back to the point, wrist shot into Pierce's stick. Could not get to net though. Kept in, sent back to the neutral zone at the center ice logo. Sending it back down the length of the ice. So the Bears just trying to kill off some of the penalty. 30 seconds to go. Shot towards net, kick save. Rusnock playing like a goaltender. The forward that plays like a goalie officially, number 23, Mary Kate Rusnock, junior defenseman. Behind the net, 14 seconds to go on this power play for the Tanners. 8 seconds. Back behind the net. Get a quick clear. Sweeney will just whack it around the boards, trying to get one last opportunity. Got a chance for some open ice. This is a semi-breakaway, moving on in. Score, Jen Flynn! Jen Flynn showing off the stick handling moves, proving why she was the second leading goal scorer on this Tanner team last year. Looking to build on her impressive freshman year. The sophomore puts the Tanners up 2-0 with 3:45 to go in the first period. Off the face-off, Tanners take it. Thibodeau gives it up to Guerin. Guerin with the first goal. Runs into a defender, has to adjust her face mask after that. A little head-to-head contact. Collins whacks it out with her goalie pads. Rister from the point, across the crease and out. Back into the corner. Mira Solo. They've really held Mira Solo in check to this point. She has an assist on the first goal. Speaking of, she moves in Wait a little too long, sticked out by Rusnak. Even though they're behind 2-0 with a non-traditional goaltender in net, I have to say Rusnak has played beyond anyone's expectations in this rink. I believe I speak for almost everyone in this rink. Tanners take it back into their offensive zone. Flynn gives it back to Guerin, who tries to send it on net, gets blocked aside by Marchi. Panillo trying to get it back. Almost does, stick tie up. And it appears, from what might have been an equipment malfunction. I haven't seen a mask. I just saw a fan run by with a mask trying to make his way to the Bears bench. As we get a stoppage of play, and another Tanner will go to the box. This will be the third power play opportunity for the Bears in the first period alone. So it's going to be Jen Flynn, previous goal scorer in the box, 2 minutes. Sent on net, and that is an Ursuline Bears goal. Right off the face-off. I'm not quite sure who got it, but it looked like it fluttered up and over the pads of Collins, over her shoulder. And the Bears are on the board here. 2 seconds onto the power play. It's 2-1 Tanners in the first period with 2:15 to show in the clock. Solo playing in the centerman position. We saw her last season playing mostly in the wing slot, trying to teach her a new position. Could partly be why she's not exactly producing much tonight, trying to adjust to a new position where your job is mainly to dish the puck to your fellow wingers, as this one's taken back up ice. Banked off the boards by Guerin. Guerin back in to get her own rebound. Mirasolo steals it away. Mirasolo back to Garofoli, who hits it into the pads. Breakaway for the Bears, moving on in. What? No, that's a goal! It looks like Collins had it for a moment. It's going to be a breakaway goal for Bridget Popkin. Collins is not happy with that call. I think she may not be happy. Hopefully our camera down by the Tanner goal got a better look at it. She may have had it and may have waited for the ref's whistle, and it fluttered in between her arm and dropped into the net. Kind of knew that might be a goal when I saw Garofoli reach into the net to try to poke it out. Here come the Tanners. So Bridget Popkin gets the goal. Junior forward, one of the smaller members of this team, the diminutive centerman for the Bears. Back into the zone, Panillo back down to get it. So the Tanners, they get 2 quick goals, and just like that, the Bears pick up 2 goals of their own, so it's a 2-2 game. This game is pretty close considering we don't have a traditional goaltender in net for the Bears. Down on her face, stolen away by the Bears. Looks like Stanton almost had a shot on net. Freshman forward. Sent back down behind the net. Panillo goes to get it with Robert flanking to her right with Garofoli. This one's back up ice. Here they come. Ella McTeague, number 7, up in the air and grabbing it out of the air. It wouldn't have been on net. I think she was just trying to grab it out of the air so she can get a stoppage of play as Jen Collins. We got a face-off coming to her right with 25.6 showing here in the first period. We're down to 25.6 seconds showing. As the ref makes sure that she is outside the face-off circle. Behind the net, Tanners looking to play some tight defense. Here comes Guerin, trying to rip it across the ice to Flynn. Sent down along the boards. No hooking call will be called here. That was Pierce along the boards, tied up. Gotten out. all alone relatively to get it is Gearin. And it looks like the Tanners just lost track of the clock there, or they may have just been trying to play for the end of the period. As both teams will head to the locker room after this first period, very eventful first period. It's 2-2 after the first 2 goals by the Tanners. They were scored off the sticks of Sadie Gearin and Jen Flynn, followed by 2 quick goals almost within a minute of each other late in the period by the Ursuline Bears. We'll be right back with more hockey right here on Peabody Access TV. Once again, it is 2-2 going into the locker room for the first intermission. Welcome back inside the McMahon O'Keefe Ice Hockey Arena here in Peabody, Massachusetts. I'm Bernard Parisi on the call for this game. We're entering the second period of this ever-important early season matchup between the Ursuline Academy Bears and the Tanners of Peabody High School. Both teams have 2 goals on the board. We've had 2 quick goals by the Tanners, Sadie Gearin and Jen Flynn to start the night, followed by two quick goals within a minute of each other, I believe, by the Bears, the second of which scored on a breakaway by junior forward Bridget Popkin. We mentioned earlier in the first period that the goaltender for the Bears, Lucy Reardon, was not in net to start the game. We had Mary Kate Rusnock, a junior defenseman, starting in net. We now have confirmation that it was in fact an equipment malfunction. Every goaltender, when they play this game, is required to have, I believe, either plastic or plexiglass throat protector that dangles from their mask so as to protect their neck from any errant pucks. She did not have one to start the game. And she is back in net. It appears she has a protector on her mask. That protector is ever so important. Just a couple of years ago, legendary New York Rangers goaltender Henrik Lundqvist took a puck up into his throat, suffered bruised vocal cords and almost a fractured larynx as well. Was out for several weeks as the Bears win the face-off to begin the second period. Across the crease, she was looking for maybe a forward to be there to tip it in. Jen Collins was not happy with herself after the second goal she gave up. That's in front. Dara Foley using her body to boom off of the offensive player. That is McHugh, I believe. Number 16 as Jess Robert, senior captain, taking it out. One of only 3 seniors on this roster with Kat DiGiulio and Charlotte Grant. DiGiulio has been in most parts, from what I've seen, a goal-scoring specialist, rarely on the ice, but when she does come on, whatever she touches turns to goals. Gave her the little nickname King Midas last year, King DiGiulio. Everything he touches turns to gold, everything she touches turns to goals. Trying to whack it around the boards is Tatiana Stanton. Could not, into the stick. Back down the ice. Both teams moving opposite ways now. Collins is down to my left. Reardon is right in front of our second cameraman, Pat, down by the Zamboni doors. Ella McTeague is out as a defender, sticked away by Reardon. Reardon with, I believe that's her first save of the afternoon. I will give it to Mary Kate Rusnock, who's not a natural goaltender. She's a defenseman by trade. In front, and it's across the crease and out. As I was saying, Rusnock is a defenseman. She made some pretty good kick saves in the crease. On the outside of the net, Thibodeau trying to go in to get it. Pineo down along the boards. Sent back down. McTeague, listed on my stat sheet as a forward, lining up in the defender slot tonight. At the moment, the Boston Bruins are here in Massachusetts, are playing the Nashville Predators. Congratulations to Bruins centerman Patrice Bergeron on his 300th career NHL goal, his first game back after missing several weeks with a lower body injury. This one's wristed around the boards into a Bears body. Goes into Marshy's body. Back down the length of the ice, we're going to have another icing, as Pineo went down to get it. Getting a quick change. We're seeing Kat DiGiulio come out on the ice. DiGiulio, her long-awaited appearance tonight. DiGiulio, a senior here at Peabody Veterans Memorial High School. This Peabody team comprised of players from North Reading and Linfield High School, a co-op team. And that co-op really has shown its improvement on in this team throughout the years under the tutelage of Coach Michelle Roach. Remember, just a few years ago, folks, This team was almost dropped by the Tanners athletic department altogether. They decided to co-op with North Reading and Linfield High Schools. And the team has flourished. They made their first tournament appearance in many years, or ever, actually, I believe. Last year, they lost to St. Mary's of Lynn in the first round, 2-0. Following 2 third-period goals, this one's in front, off the glove of Reardon. Across the crease again, and Reardon will, I believe, get her right pillow on it. Plays it through. Thank you, says McHugh, around up front. Into the skates of Ganter. Maria Pierce trying to get it out, can't get there. This will be another icing as Ganter and Garofoli, the defenders, go back down to retrieve it, as we'll have a face-off coming in the Bears zone. 2-2 with 11:55 to go here in the second period of this game. Face-off won by the Bears behind the net. Thibodeau, we're going to get a call here on the Tanners. It's going to be Mirasolo to the box for 2 minutes. I believe it's going to be slashing or cross-checking. I'm not sure, but either way, this will be the 4th power play for the Bears. They really need to work on their discipline. That is something that Coach Michelle Roach of the Tanners really should talk to her players about in the locker room in between this period and the third period. As this is now their 4th penalty called on the Tanners. I don't think that the Tanner bench really agreed with that one. Taken in, wristed from the point, back down, and this will go the length of the ice. Racing to get it is Hannah Daly, the senior captain of this Bears squad. Pierce, Flynn takes it away, moves in, wrists it, way wide of the net. I think it went off of the stick of a defender in front. Taken in, kept in, onside. Here's Flynn into the skates of Daly again. Daly will take it out. Off the boards, kept in, onside. But the Bears take it back and will move into the zone. Here they come. Wristed wide. Collins comes out to play it real quick. Sent back down the length of the ice. Stanton can't keep control, as we'll see Marshy go back down to retrieve. The goal scorer Popkin is on the ice. Robert with 58 seconds showing on this power play. Here come the Tanners in front. That is a Tanner goal. It is Pierce with the wrister. Maria Pierce, the freshman, number 18, as they cue the goal horn. 3-2 Tanners. It is a shorthanded goal with 46 seconds to show on this power play for the Bears. So the freshman Pierce, we've seen 2 freshmen get in on the scoring action today, Maria Pierce and Sadie Guerin. I'll give it to Coach Michelle Roach. She's really rebuilt this program basically from scratch. She's recruited some fine athletes to play for this Tanner squad. As we got a little scrum down below us, Garofoli using that long reach. Her comparison to the local Boston Bruins would be Zdeno Chara, defenseman, big, tall, has a long reach to reach out with that stick. Here comes Popkin, up and over, and goes back into the corner along the boards. Back to the point, defensemen take it. Slap shot into the skates of Ganter. Great awareness, this one sent back down the length of the ice. And a very unintentional icing, as there was still time left on the penalty. By the time that puck got down the ice, the penalty had been killed off. So we'll have a face-off coming to, I believe, it will be the left of Collins. Fans lining the glass in numbers. Both teams are very talented teams, but I have to think that given this home ice advantage for the Tanners, many of these fans here are Tanner fans. This program is very rejuvenated. They have something to cheer about for once with the girls hockey team the last couple of years. Here comes Mirasolo, showing off her speed, race to the puck, into the middle, stopped by Reardon. kept in. Thibodeau. Back to Sweeney. Almost had it on net. Actually, I believe that was Guerin who got it on net. Guerin is the replacement for, I'm guessing, Sarah Buckley. Number 23, shot into the pads of Reardon. Back behind the net, trying to set it up in front. Oh, almost sticked into the net. But there were multiple defenders there trying to get this one away. 8:56 showing in the period. In front, Thibodeau. And she can't just send it by. Here come the Bears. Almost kept in onside, and they do keep it in onside, barely for the Tanners. Back behind is going to be Erica Rice, the 7th grade defenseman, to retrieve this one. Remember, folks, Ursuline Academy is a grade 7 through 12 school. So there are multiple 7th and 8th graders on this squad. Tanners trying to set it back up in the zone. Sends it on net. Collins watches it just glide to her right. Here comes DeJulo, really getting here on the game. Dekes around one person, sends it on net on a spinning move, reminiscent of a goal that Jake DeBruska, the Bruins, scored earlier last season against, I believe, Edmonton. Swiveling and shooting it without even looking, as we'll have an icing here. Faceoff will come back down to the Bears zone. So we've got Garofoli and Ganter back out. So Reardon, since she's come into the game, has made a few remarkable saves, but she has given up the one goal. It's made it a 3-2 game in favor of the Tanners. Oh, and Garofoli almost had an open lane for a slap shot, just gets away. Wristed over to Ganter. So back into the neutrals, into the offensive zone of the Tanners. Here come the Bears. Fluttering down the ice. It will be an offside on the Bears, however. Faceoff comes to the neutral zone. Folks, if you haven't, check out our season recap documentary on the 2017-18 Peabody Tanners team on Peabody Access TV's YouTube channel. May have to do a little searching for it as Popkin trying to get it away, cannot. As I was saying, check out a season recap with some player profiles and multiple player interviews with the main talent and stars of the teams, of the Tanner team, as long as interviews with head coach Michelle Roach. Recap beginning all the way from the beginning of the season, all the way to their final playoff game of the year versus St. Mary's. As we have a face-off coming, Mirasolo, Thibodeau, Ganter, Garofoli, and Guerin are out. Have to like what Coach Michelle Roach is doing with her defenders. She's mixing them up with the lines. In front, nope, trying to whack it in off the outside of the net. Number 17, Abby Daly, into the neutral zone again. We've seen multiple defense combinations with that second line. We've seen Abby Pinillo with Catherine Sweeney, or Anya Pinillo, my apologies, with Catherine Sweeney, as well as Ella McTeague, who's listed as a forward on my roster sheet. In front, what a save by Collins! It goes 5-hole, and that is a goal by the captain, Abby Daly. Collins went down, made the initial save as she was getting up to try to reposition. Daly took advantage and tucked it in through the 5-hole. Collins tried to reach for it and couldn't get it, and it's once again tied up at 3. 6:41 to go here in the second period. Abby Daly, senior forward captain, number 17. As we got a face-off on an offsides call into the neutral zone. I think Collins may have had a couple choice words for the referee there. Or at least gave him a stare down all the way to the center ice. So Abby Daly will get credit for the goal. Wasn't a pretty goal, but it was tremendous second effort, knowing that her rebound was going to come out and come right to her. Popkin trying to get it in front. That front of the net is an ever dangerous place. Here comes DeJulo, has Robert flanking to her left. Left to recoil so it doesn't turn into an offside as Pierce goes down on her face. Had a tremendous opportunity there. We have a hockey game here, folks. Into the boards is Jess Robert. Trying to stick it out, can't do it. Here's DeJulo, stick tie up in the offensive zone. McTeague over to get it. McTeague, a freshman for the Tanners, has to recoil to avoid an offsides. DeJulo into the zone, intercepted, back down the length of the ice. No icing will be called. Anya Pinillo. To whack it around the boards, loses it, but gets it out anyway. Mirasolo into the middle. Daly looking for her second goal of the night. It's gloved out of the zone by Mirasolo. She's got a semi-breakaway, trying to feed it across. Would not go. One defense played, and that is going to be, I believe, a tripping call on the Bears. So it will be a tripping call on the Bears. Sarah Manning, junior defender, will go to the box for 2 minutes. So the offended party was Paige Thibodeau, number 25. Here comes the Tanners trying to get another power play goal. Scored shorthanded on their last goal, their third of the game. Kept in by Ganter. Here comes Guerin. Just looking for maybe a slap shot, will not. Gets it back to Garofoli, who overruns it. Hopkin will go down, and we are going to get a penalty on Garofoli. It's going to be 2 minutes for hooking. So it'll be 4-on-4 for 1:40. And after that, it will be 20 seconds of 5-on-4 for the Bears. Fifth penalty called on the Tanners so far this afternoon. This afternoon, it's probably nighttime by now outside this rink. 4:45 showing in the game, so it's an even strength penalty. 2 minutes for hooking is the call. It's 5:02 at night as Collins saved into the skates of Ganter. And this is Flynn taking it out across the center ice logo. Jen Flynn has a breakaway over the pads of Reardon. Flynn twirling out up high. Flynn back to Ganter. Ganter sends it along the boards, in for Flynn to get it. Can't get there quick enough, however, as a Bears defender will try to get it out. They do. 53 to go on the Bears penalty. 1:10 to go on the Tanners penalty. Back behind goes Ganter, up to Flynn. Pinillo and Ganter into the skates of Pinillo. Getting it away. Nope, it's taken in. It's Megan Foley. Wristed towards net, into the stick, save of Collins. Some of the fans down below is yelling, shoot, shoot. Stanton loses possession off her stick. A little piece of rubber and takes some strange bounces on the sheet of ice. Especially when the ice is a little choppy, having been skated on for so long. Pinillo. Power play for the penalty for the Bears is over. They're on a power play for 15 seconds. Kept in. Ganter just trying to clear. That will be the last chance for this power play of the Bears. Garofoli racing out of the box momentarily. Door's not closed. Losing track of it is Thibodeau. Here comes Daly into the chest of Collins, and we get a stoppage at 2:29. So the door to the box is still open. I think the ref should go over and close it. I don't know what's the penalty if a puck goes into an open door. So here comes Mirasolo right off the face-off with Gearin flanking her left. And it's going to be an offside. Offside call. I think Gearin was a little far into the zone. Quick update on NHL standings if you're a hockey fan. Well, I guess if you're a hockey fan if you're watching this video. The Atlantic Conference, the Boston Bruins, are currently in 4th place. That is a playoff spot, however. They've been kind of up and down so far this season, multiple injuries. Most notably players like Zdeno Chara and Charlie McAvoy. Patrice Bergeron just came back from the injury, scoring his 300th goal today. Tampa Bay Lightning in 1st place in the Atlantic Conference, followed by the Toronto Maple Leafs. Maple Leafs with John Tavares and Austin Matthews, the explosive scoring combo. Here comes Sammy, trying to wrist it towards the net, almost got it on. In front, reaching for it is Thibodeau, and Reardon covers it up. It looks like Erica Rice and Sammy Mirasolo had some choice words for each other after that play. Tanner Girl hockey games are a popular attraction here at the high school now. Myself, love coming to these games. Myself a graduate of the class of 2018. Back behind into the corner. Garofoli wrists it towards net. Goes wide to the right of Reardon. So we get a stoppage of play. This one's going to come out into the neutral zone for a face-off. Must have been an offside call. Here come the Bears. Moving on in is McHugh. Collins sticks it aside. Race for the puck with Flynn and Manning. Manning takes it behind the net, chased by Flynn. Garofoli, slap shot. Blocked down. Play continuing, Manning a little shaken up. Manning, I could say, is the counterpart, or the equal for Garofoli. Both very big defenders and very physical defenders. Both have taken trips to the box so far this period. For this game, 47 seconds showing in the period. A 3-3 game. Here come the Tanners. Jess Robert trying to backhand it in. Both teams playing very calmly, not panicking. Garofoli wrists it around the boards again. Pierce covered up by a defender, and to get it, then we got a stoppage to play. It is covered by Reardon. Got a complete line change for the Tanners. Next we have Gearin, Thibodeau, Mirasolo with Pinillo and McTeague out. Haven't seen Catherine Sweeney at all this period, who was the second line defenseman pair. Thank you, say the Bears. They try to catch her. Moving it around up front, trying to stick it in front of the net. Can't get it. Popkin back to get it, trying to backhand it in front. Banked off the boards and out. Wristed towards net. Rebound! It's free in the crease. Going spread eagle in the crease is Collins, and she covers with 2.1 to go in the period. A remarkable save by Jen Collins in net. Face off one, trying to get a shot on net in the ever important final seconds. And once again, both teams go to the locker room with a tie game, 3-3. The goals scored by number 18, that is Maria Pierce, the freshman forward for the Tanners, and number 17, Abby Daly, the senior captain forward of the Ursuline Bears. We'll be right back with some more Tanner hockey right here on Peabody Access TV. This game is brought to you by Peabody Access TV. And we'll be right back at the McVan O'Keefe Ice Hockey Arena. Welcome back inside the McVan O'Keefe Ice Hockey Arena in Peabody, Massachusetts. Bernard Parisi here on the call. We enter the final period of this ever-important early season matchup for both teams. The Ursuline Bears and the Peabody Tanners are tied up at 3 following goals by Abby Daly of the Bears and Maria Pierce of the Tanners. Both teams playing very physical play so far in this game. The Achilles heel for the Tanners so far, however, has been the fact that they've been in the box 5 times. That is, at least to my recollection, a personal high for the Tanners in games that I've been to, at least. You can't be in the box 5 times a game and expect to win. As both teams are switching into the ice, down to my left is Lucy Reardon, who missed the entire first period with an equipment malfunction. And Jen Collins, a counterpart, down the other end of the ice, in net for the Tanners, to the right of our second cameraman, Pat. I'm joined here with Audrey Gabriel on camera. Back down the ice, into the zone. The Tanners reach in to get it. Off the stick of Pierce. Kept in by Garofoli. Garofoli's been in the box once or twice herself. Flynn, behind the net, twirling, puts on the brakes, trying to tap it in off the outside. And it is almost reminiscent of, if you're a real hockey fan, you'll know Stefan Matteau's goal, 1994 Eastern Conference Finals versus the New Jersey Devils and the New York Rangers. He came in behind the net and was able to tuck it in that little bit of space he had to send the Rangers to their eventual Stanley Cup final victory, their first in 50 years. As this one sent back down the ice, and we'll have an icing here on the Bears. The faceoff will come back to their own zone. The Tanners will have an opportunity to put themselves back in the lead. This game began as a 2-0 lead. The goals are scored by Sadie Guerin and Jen Flynn, followed by 2 quick, within a minute of each other, goals by the Bears to end the period. In the second period, it was a shorthanded goal by Maria Pierce. And then Abby Daly potted her own, the senior captain. Scrum along the boards, Thibodeau holding in Stanton. Here comes Mirasolo, up and over. Almost went in, trying to tuck it in, loses possession. You can see the angst on her face there. The anguish there, as that she did not retain possession of that puck. That would have been basically an empty net goal. I apologize for my voice cracking. All this yelling is really, it's been a lot to yell about in this game and a lot to cheer about. Scrum at the front. The Bears really trying to play some aggressive offensive hockey. They can afford to play aggressive hockey now that Reardon is back in net. They don't have a defender in. The Tanners coming back up ice again. Mirasolo loses possession. Pushed off. Almost dancing ability there to try to stay onside as Thibodeau took it into the zone. In front, off the stick, was trying to set up Mirasolo in front. Slow pace into the stick of, I believe that's Riley Ganter, number 3. Off the boards, off the Peabody Skating Club sign. Taken back in by the Bears. Number 19, that is Kayla Rice. Rice trying to wrist it towards net is blocked. This one sent back down the length of the ice, and I believe we will have an icing on the Tanners. This will come back to their own zone. So we've seen Sarah Manning, number 11 of the Bears, a player worth highlighting. She has been the main physical presence for the Bears. As the clock shows 12:39, she's been their main physical presence this game. She's been laying devastating body checks along the boards. I'll give it to them, they've been very successful in neutralizing the main offensive threat for the Tanners. That is last year's Northeast Conference Player of the Year and 27 goal scorer, Sammy Mirasolo. Mirasolo last season played on a line with her sister Cassie, a now graduate of the Tanners, who's off to college in her freshman year. We wish her nothing but the best. A very talented Tanner center. It was a privilege to cover her. This one, what a kick save by Jen Collins. Remarkable effort by Collins, reaching out with all of her might and gets her left pillow on it. Slap shot from the point, glove down, and what another save by Collins. Jen Collins with 2 highlight reel saves, folks. If there's a highlight reel at the end of this year, those 2 saves will be on it. Jen Collins proving why she is the heir apparent to the senior Abigail Buckley. Face off won by the Tanners. Garofoli sends it down the length of the ice, race to it. Mira Solo couldn't get there to get a shot. Has a little open lane, will not take it. Sends it back to Garofoli, who's out with Cantor towards the net. Scramble in the crease, rebound. Oh, it went off of her pad and out. If she had kicked her leg back a little bit more, she would have put it in her own net. This is an obvious offside here for the Tanners. Mirasola was still a good 4 or 5 strides in the zone as Guerin took it in. Guerin, number 23, wearing the number 23 worn by 2018 graduate Sarah Buckley. She is now at Boston College. We also wish her nothing but the best in her future endeavors. She is the longtime winger for the Tanners, very talented player. Also the daughter of Peabody High School principal Eric Buckley. As this one is gloved by Collins. We give a quick shout out to some of the graduated seniors from last year: Sarah Buckley, Katie Purcell, Alicia Gillen, Samantha Murphy, and Cassie Mirasolo. If I'm missing one, I apologize. I feel like I'm missing one. As this one's taken by the Tanners, back into their corner, trying to retrieve it. And yes, I do remember, and that one is across the crease. And also, yes, I do remember the one senior I was missing, number 18, May Norton, defender who was usually the blue line pair with Carolyn Garofoli, serving as the senior mentor to the now junior, I believe, junior defender. As here come the Tanners again, into the zone. Here's tip, that is. Oh, it is in the net. I think it went in off the skate of a Bears defender. That goal will be credited to, I believe, Jess Robert, number 28 of the Tanners. That is not the kind of, if that proves to be the winning margin for the Tanners, that is something that these Bears will not take very, very lightly at all. So it's going to be the senior Jess Robert who will get credit for the goal, I believe. I think it went in off of the skate of a defender. As Guerin gets a wrist shot on net, blocked aside by Reardon. Back down is Mira Solo in the corner, trying to set up her teammates. Thibodeau in front. Oh, and Guerin almost had a shot on net. Rebound. It's fought off there by Reardon and getting back out. The Tanners will try to recoil. Garofoli sends it back out. 4-3 Tanners with just over 10 minutes showing in the game. Sent down into the boards is Thibodeau. I think she may have just blown a tire. Trying to glove it down, keeping it in the zone. Garofoli. It's another breakaway. Daly almost had a breakaway. Almost actually a 2-on-0 in front. Almost tipped by Collins, and it has gotten back out. Looking for a pass is Thibodeau, but Guerin was down on her face at center ice, took away the lane. Here comes Mira Solo into the middle, wrister, covered up. And Mira Solo is looking for a call from the official, will not get one. She is not happy with a player of her skill set. She was given the captaincy on her chest, lead by example with her relentless play. Always chasing after the puck. I think I now officially know her NHL comparison, but I will probably stick to calling her throughout the season now. As the Tanners send it on net, Pierce couldn't get it past the goaltender. That was actually Jen Flynn. I believe Mira Solo's NHL counterpart will be Detroit Red Wings legend Steve Yzerman, who was given the captaincy on his chest. The 22-year player for the Red Wings, 19 years their captain, led by example, a quiet leader who let his play and workmanship do all the talking. Flynn almost had a breakaway, sends it back behind, tied up with the defender. from behind. Down on her feet, down on her rear goes Pierce. I think that should have been a tripping call, but she won't get one. Players flopping all over the ice now. Several obvious calls, I believe, from our vantage point at least, up here on our broadcaster's perch, not being called. As here come the Bears. Almost had a goal herself as this one's taken back out. Sent back down the length of the ice, an intentional icing just to get a line change and get a quick breather with 8:11 showing in this third period. So Tanner boys hockey here at the McVan O'Keefe Arena, brought to you with the voice of Kevin Mulhern, the longtime Tanner voice of boys hockey here at the McVan O'Keefe Ice Hockey Arena. I've had the privilege of working with Kevin a couple times. He's a class act to work with. Very talented broadcaster, as this one is into the chest of Jen Collins. Hopefully, Kevin, I get the pleasure of working with you soon. As shipping up to Boston starts playing here at the rink. This one sent back across, sticked out. Good awareness by Garofoli, knowing that she had a player right down beside her that could have easily poked it in with almost little to no effort. Down goes Thibodeau, no call. Across the crease. Here comes Mira Solo. Mira Solo drops it back. Thibodeau, wrister. What? I think it may have ricocheted off the post. Garofoli, glove down, almost gloved into their own net by Hannah Daly. I'm guessing maybe the Dalys on that team are related, Hannah and Abby. As this one is in the middle. There's Thibodeau fighting for it, won't get there. Collins playing a little far out of her net. This one scrambled for along the boards by the Woody's Pro Shop sign. Back down, Pinillo goes to get it. Flynn trying to get there. Body checked from behind was Pierce. I'm surprised there's no penalty there. Hit on a defenseless skater. Back across Flynn. She's got a semi-breakaway. Got a defender on top of her, trying to feed it behind her back. It almost had a setup to Maria Pierce. Pierce almost gets there. This one's sent back down the length of the ice. Another icing call. This will come back down to the Bears zone. 6:06 showing on the clock here in regulation. 4-3 Tanners. Following the ricochet in goal by Jess Robert. Back down, Ganter in the neutral zone to get it. Banks it around the boards, just trying to recoil, set up for a defense. Grace Vaughn, junior, nope, that is Erica Rice. Here comes Popkin again. Sticked away by Ganter. Good awareness by the young defender to get it away. It's all about the stick handling game, but that was textbook stick handling by Ganter. This one is sent around the boards. Also, one more senior I'd like to send out props to. I believe we're missing Molly Smadira. I believe she is a senior that graduated last year. Also, the catalyst behind the Project Semicolon program that the Tanners are representing. Project Semicolon's goal is to raise awareness for mental health. Known by their unique hockey puck-styled logo, the semicolon is the national symbol for mental health awareness. This one is sent back, almost on net. Collins can't get it. Smadira was recognized for her efforts in raising awareness for the cause last season. Slap shot. What a stick save by Reardon. Molly, wherever you are, we wish you nothing but the best. We miss you here at the rink.
Your efforts to promote such a noble cause will not go unanswered. As Flynn and Pierce are in a tie up there. She's in a bit of a scrum with, I believe that is Abby Daly, number 17. I think she may have been sitting on her stick by accident. Long toss, the take by Flynn. Sent back into the zone with 4:08 left to go in regulation. The most unsafe lead in hockey is the 1-goal lead. And right now the Tanners are holding a 4-3 lead over the Ursuline Academy Bears. As Mira Solo comes out, her line with Thibodeau. I believe Sadie Guerin again. Almost got on net, rebounds, goes back into the corner. Goes down at Collins going down into the butterfly, which is the best way to cover the entire bottom portion of the net, which is where the majority of goals in hockey are scored. Taking it is Rice. Rice sends it across, and I think Collins got her stick on it and was able to just flutter it away. Banks it off the boards, going in to get it, and it will be an icing call on the Tanners, and this one will come back to their own zone. 3:29 showing in regulation. In close games like this, these last few minutes could feel like an eternity for both teams, as well as the respective fan bases. This is the last game before Christmas vacation. I'd like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. As this one is sticked away into the skates of Mirasolo, sent back down into the neutral zone. The Bears defenders not panicking, moving rather gingerly actually. Into the middle, stick down. Collins trying to get there. She got it out. I think she may have thrown a body check. Here comes Mirasolo. She is tied up with a defender. That should have been a call for interference. I believe she is once again not happy that there was not a call. Goes to the bench. She is not happy. She slams the door shut and takes a seat on the bench. I doubt that will be the last time we see her tonight, however. Gotten away from Flynn. Flynn kept in onside. Pierce. Pierce holds. Trying to send it around up front. Wouldn't have been anyone there. Flynn sets it up to Pierce into the skates of Daly. McTeague going back down with Robert and Pinillo. Still in net is Reardon. Gets down to about a minute. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Keaty of the Bears decides to pull his goaltender, get a 6th attacker. Played the whole first period with what was technically a 6th attacker out on the ice. Well, Reardon was on the bench because she did not have a throat protector for her mask. Here comes Robert. Robert showing speed past the defenders, gets tied up with the stick. Thibodeau trying to get it out. Down on her face goes, on her back goes Robert and Daly. The official's arm is up. That is going to be a Tanner penalty. That will be the 6th call. That'll be the 6th call against the Tanners so far. You can hear Coach Michelle Roach, or at least I can from this perch. She is not happy with the call. I believe she exclaimed, "Are you kidding me?" I think, honestly, that was just incidental contact. I believe it's going to be tripping on Robert. The captain will go to the box. I believe it, from our view, it looked like it by the North Shore Bank sign. It was just incidental contact. And there was a stick tie-up, and both players went down at the same time. Either way, with 1:25 to go, this is the most important power play of the game to this point. 2-minute power play with 1:25 to go, down by 1 in the 3rd period. Liner, the Tanners do have a shorthanded goal. Technically, they could pull the goaltender with a little time left and make it a 6-on-4. The Tanners will just probably play dump and chase here. Sent back down as Manning goes to retrieve. Setting it up behind the net, taking her time, looking for the best open lane. Shadowed by Flynn. Here come the Bears. Foley flips it into the zone. Tanner's just trying to send it back down, and they do. 1 minute to go. Most important minute of the game right here. Foley sends it up. Nope, that is Marshy sending it up to Manning. Manning trying to get it at center ice, won't get there. Stanton is offside. And they will go empty net. Reardon will go to the bench. This will make it a 6-on-4 for 45.6 seconds. It's the final moments of this ever-important early season matchup for both teams. Here we go. Mirasolo with the net open, down on her face she goes. Almost got it in net, but it was sticked away by Emily McHugh. Starting back up with it now is Popkin on a 2-on-2, even strength. Here they come, trying to get it through in the skates. 23 seconds to go. Marshy, back to Manning, almost offside. Behind the net, 12 to go. 9 to go. Trying to get it in front. They can't get it. Backhander in the front of the net. Collins with the save of the game. 3.4 to go. If you look at it, how these players. What? As we get a timeout called by, I believe this will likely be a Bears timeout. Nope, it will be a Peabody timeout with 3.4 seconds to go. It will be 6-on-4, 4-3 Tanners. I know you don't think 3.4 seconds sounds like a lot of time, but folks, I've seen goals go in 0.7 seconds. I've seen a couple, just last season, the Boston Bruins playing the LA Kings, one of the more, not infamous goals in Boston. Tyler Toffoli, with I believe about 1.2 seconds left in the game, scored what was the game-winning goal and what everyone thought was going to overtime. Was able to get a quick shot on net and scored with 0.7 seconds left in regulation. So folks, it may seem impossible, but believe me, it is furthest from it in this game. Hockey is a game where anything can happen here, folks. When you come out, you'll likely see the Bears all lining up kind of like a line of scrimmage in football. We've seen all the wingers will probably be lined up to the left of the center. It looks like, yep, we're going to get a 3-winger set, almost a 4-winger set, and the defender moves in. On the face-off, it's going to be McHugh, I believe. Face-off tie-up. Just need to get a tie-up, nothing special. And the Peabody Tanners, through adversity, taking 6 penalties on the game, walk out with a 4-3 victory over the Ursuline Academy Bears. Players of the game here brought to you by PBD Access TV. My picks for our player of the game are Sadie Gearin, Jen Flynn, and Maria Pierce, the three first goal scorers of this Tanner team. I got to give it to Lucy Reardon, who missed the entire first period of this game with an equipment malfunction. She really kept the Bears in this game. And got to give it also to Jen Collins down the other end, who made some saves that should end up on a highlight reel at the end of the season. Not just for Tanner goaltenders, but for goaltenders in the entire Northeast Conference. This is from the backup goaltender, folks, the heir apparent to Abigail Buckley. That's all from the McVan O'Keefe Ice Hockey Arena. I'm Bernard Parisi. You may hear me more this season for Tanner Girls Ice Hockey. That's all from Peabody, Massachusetts. We'll see you next time here on PBD Access TV.